So let's talk now, Section 6, pricing, transparency, and conversions. This is important because 61% of buyers don't connect with us today before they come in. Why? Because they got all the information that they needed. They didn't need to get any more information from you. So when we talk about trust and pricing transparency, we're not just talking about sales, by the way. This is about service as well. So for example, do you offer free inspections at your dealership? Do you offer lifetime tire rotations? Then say it. See, consumers don't know it unless you say it on your website. There are lots of consumers who go off to a tire store because they think they're the only ones who offer lifetime tire rotations. You may be offering that. Make sure that you have that transparency out there. Do you have competitive pricing for basic services? Then show that price on your site. Cars.com and GfK USA did a great study on consumer behavior and dealers' service departments. They found that more than 67% of consumers avoid your service department because they think it's the most expensive option out there. And you're usually not. In fact, more consumers are willing to pay more at dealers. The problem is they think your prices are extravagant. So have pricing transparency, not just in sales, but also in service. All right, when we talk about pricing transparency and trust, let's talk about the sales department. I know you know this, but when you display your selling price online right now, it doesn't mean you're a one-price store, but it does drive traffic. There are a lot of people out there who put their selling price online and then they end up giving up free discounts. And I talk about that on stevestauning.com. We won't talk about it today. But when you have your selling price online, you need to understand if you're priced to market, you're going to drive your share of that 61% that are unwilling to put leads through your website. And so I highly recommend being price transparent online today. And price verification tools, those can be good, but you want to limit your third-party price verification tools unless you're on the right side. So here's one that I just want to show you. This is kind of an oops. And listen, I love this price verification tool from KBB. The problem is for this dealer, for this vehicle for this dealer, they're priced at $9,700 for this vehicle, which is way outside the fair market range from Kelley Blue Book. In fact, they tell the consumer right there on the dealer's site, it's priced above Kelley Blue Book suggested retail. It's priced above Kelley Blue Book fair market range. So what I want to be able to do with something like this is I want to be able to have control over these price verification tools. And when I'm not on the right side, I want to make sure they don't show up on my site. Here's another one. Price verification tools have to be loyal to you. Now, I like a lot about CarGurus. I love the leads that they generate for dealers. I really do. But this dealer is using CarGurus price analysis tool on their website where the consumer can see that it's a good deal. When they click on that price analysis tool, they're taken to this extra page that you see, the one that you see on the top right, the CarGurus price analysis page, and they can complete a lead form here. Sounds great, right? There's nothing wrong with that, is there? Well, yeah, here's the problem. When they complete that form there, which, by the way, we're dealer-friendly so far, the problem is it becomes undealer-friendly pretty quickly because then they email your customer. So throughout the process of your team trying to connect with someone who submitted a lead from your site, throughout that process of someone trying to submit a lead from your site, CarGurus is also emailing your team. So they send your team an email, and your team sees, or your prospect, the person who came to your website to see your lead, the person who got to your website to see your car and submitted a lead through CarGurus, that person gets an email from CarGurus that says, we've got more in the market for you to look at. And look at the top right. They want your consumer, the person who you attracted to your site and then converted through a CarGurus page, they want them to sell their car on CarGurus to another dealer. They also want the consumer to be able to see all the vehicles in the market and to subscribe to any matching vehicles that show up. That's not a good thing for you. And it actually gets a little bit worse than that. In this form, you can see eventually CarGurus emails your consumer, your customer, and they say, hey, why don't you review this dealer? You might say, well, Steve, why is that a bad thing? We're trying to generate reviews online. We're a great dealer. Because it's too easy for me to give you a negative review. Okay, it's too easy for me to give you a negative review on this, and here's why. We've talked about this. The average dealer closes 20% of their website leads. Average dealer closes 20% of their website leads. That means for these CarGurus leads that I'm getting from my website, 4 out of 5 people who submitted a lead didn't buy from me. Do you want the 80% of people who submitted a lead to your website but didn't buy from you, do you want them reviewing you online? The answer is no. There are a lot of reasons why this customer didn't buy from you. Okay, there's a bunch of reasons why they didn't fill out that form or why they didn't complete the deal with you. But now they're going to blame you, right? And they're going to give you a bad review online.